episode 3 of the Creatives in Convo podcast. We're joined today by Kat Dooney from Stripe Social.
We are excited to speak to you, Kat. So you wear many hats, don't you? Do lots of different things.
I do.
How many different hats?
I do. Too many. So many that I can't remember them all.
Okay, fair enough. That's definitely too many.
Yeah, in work and life.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair play.
But yeah, in work, I am an Instagram and Pinterest marketing expert.
Nice.
Oh, exciting. So our first question is...
You'll have to remind me.
That's the best question. So the first question is, how did you get into what you are doing?
So the short answer is I was pushed.
In a good way?
Yeah, in a good way. The long answer is my background is in NHS, comms and PR. I worked in that for nearly 12 years. Loved it. Really fast-paced, high-pressure job. It was a challenge most days, quite high stress. But I got to meet lots of lovely people. I learned loads, and that's where my marketing career started. And then things started to change. I had a baby, and obviously I couldn't be doing the same sorts of things that I was doing before. I couldn't fly out to London at a moment's notice. It just, wasn't working. Anyway, struggled on. And in the end, our whole department was made redundant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which at
Just
the time. So we were co-located. So we had an office in Newcastle and we had an office in Fleetwood. And the entire Fleetwood office was, put on notice for reasons that I will not bore you with, but ultimately it worked out for the best. So after the whole, oh my God, what am I going to do? Everything's going to, fall apart. We're going to lose the house, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
After going through all those thoughts, that whole process, which I think you need to do, you have to have that to come out the other side.
Yeah.
I sort of had the opportunity to do things differently. I was like, right, I'm not going to panic. I'm going to think about what I want to do and why I want to do it. And I have got a little bit of a buffer. I've got a little bit of time. And I was applying for jobs and to go back into doing the same sort of thing. And my heart wasn't in it. I was just so half-hearted about it.
Trying to do it for the sake of it.
I didn't want to do it. But I couldn't figure out, because I've been in that cycle for so long. And you get really comfortable in your little bubble. You get your regular wage and everything that goes with it. And I couldn't figure it out until I had a bit of a light bulb moment. I was like, I don't want to work for other people. I want to work for myself. And I truly believe I can make that work. I've got skills, that I can offer people. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, you're so mad. And my old boss, he was so worried about me and he kept sending me job adverts. And he's like, I really don't think you should do this. I'm like, but I know. I just know.
It was like a random epiphany that you had.
Do you not think sometimes that actually, I think the more I speak to creative entrepreneurs, everyone has that person that goes, are you mad working for yourself? Mm-hmm. And sometimes I wonder if we actually need that as a bit of a driving force.
Yeah, I think we do. But also, I don't think we see the same risk as other people. Some people are really risk averse, or like I say, they're just in that regular rhythm of life, that they need to be in. Whereas I always felt that I wanted to do things differently. I wanted to be more creative. I didn't want to work for someone. I didn't want to have to ask for time off. It just seems absolutely mental.
Do you know that
you've got to do things like that? I didn't want to be in a box anymore. I invested in a little bit of top-up training around social media, which, you know what, in hindsight, I didn't need to do, but it was just a bit of a confidence thing at the time, a bit of a boost.
Again, everybody does that. Everyone signs up for the courses.
Yes, do the course.
Because that
feels like the right thing to do.
Permission to start. That's what you're looking for, isn't it?
Absolutely. And then that time, so that I set up Stripe Social in January 2019.
Well, the first kind of foray into business life, getting on that cycle of where the hell are my clients going to come from? Okay,
who are your clients? Like, did you know straight away who you wanted to work with, or did that come after?
No, because as any creative will tell you, it's a process, isn't it? It's a learning journey. Yeah. So I basically at the start said yes to everyone and everything.
Yeah.
And if I didn't know how to do it, I
you
figured it out.
Yeah.
Which, a lot of people start. When I look back, is just absolutely crazy. You know, that's not the way to operate. And it was quite stressful as well, putting that on you.
It's a lot of pressure.
And obviously wasn't doing the right work. But I also think that you kind of have to do that to figure out what you do want, what you don't want to do, and what you do want to do. Yeah. It's kind of, you kind of have to pay your dues a little bit.
Try a bit of everything to figure out what fits with you and what doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I think sometimes it is just as important to try things and know what you don't like. It's, I always, when I'm mentoring, I always say to people that the quickest way of learning is failing. So, like, if you try something and you fail and then you fix it, you've learned what you should have done in the first place, what the result of what you did wrong is going to be, and then how to fix it. So you actually learn 3 things. Whereas if you just keep waiting for it to be perfect, you're only ever going to learn 1.
Yeah.
And I think trying and failing and picking yourself up, moving on, you get to the finish line quicker than you do waiting for everything to be slow, perfect process.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a faster route. It's like try, fall, pick up, go.
But I think, again, that's something that you have to learn, because the first year, probably longer, I'd say going up to 2 years, I was so scared of failure. And I think that was because of the culture that I'd come from, and also being made redundant as well. You know, there were reasons behind it, but it's hard not to take them personally.
Yeah.
It's like rewire your brain almost.
Yeah. So I didn't want, you know, and I had lots to prove as well. I was like, I'm doing this, I'm setting up my own business. It's going to be great. It's going to be a success.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to be living in a cardboard box somewhere. It's going to be fine. But I just felt like I had a lot to prove. And then if things didn't go right, or I did fail at something, which I did. God, I made so many mistakes.
Oh, we all do.
So many mistakes. But I never told anyone about them. Now I'd be like, oh, God, fuck's off. Yeah, here we go. It's fine. Let's move on.
Yeah. That's me literally.
And that's what I encourage other people to do as well.
Yeah.
But in the early days, I wanted it to look like everything was amazing. You know.
I've got a question though.
Well,
why Pinterest?
Like I said in the beginning, I started out doing everything. So people wanted support with LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at the time. I was like, yeah, I can help you with that. And I just quickly realized that, you know, LinkedIn, it's not for me. Twitter brought me no joy at all. I wanted to concentrate on Instagram because it's a creative platform. And it's a place where you can form a community as well, which is really important to me. So I moved over from doing everything, jack of all trades, to saying, no, I'm going to specialise in Instagram. So I did that. But then I was looking at ways that I could market my own business with being so busy, and kind of, it's a bit of a busman's holiday sometimes. So I do social media for other people, and then I've got to do my own and pour as much love and energy into my own. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm just done, you know. And I was researching different ways that I could market my business, and Pinterest kept coming up. And I'd only ever used Pinterest for making, you know, really lovely
mood boards.
You know, this is what my house is going to look like. It's going to look amazing, and my house looks nothing like my vision boards. I can tell you that. And then I started looking at how you could use it for business, and there's still that creativity. It's still a really impactful marketing platform, but it takes like 1/10 of the time that it takes on
I don't, other than what you've mentioned about like, pinning images, I know nothing about Pinterest, especially for when it comes to business. That's very interesting.
Well, it's very different. So you use it differently. It's how you use it personally, it's how you use it for business.
Right.
And this is where I come in. So I've learned all this for my own business, and I put it into practice in my business, and I've seen the results. And, you know, I've had leads through Pinterest. Ended up working with a lovely lady from Arizona, you know, like all over the world. Yeah, she was great. Through Pinterest. So I thought, hang on a minute, if I'm doing this for my business, and I was getting a lot of joy as well on that platform. And I think that's half the battle when you're doing your job. You need to bring the energy and have a passion and enjoy what you're doing, because if you don't, that totally shows, doesn't it?
Yeah,
and people pick up on that.
You could be on other social platforms, but you're kind of there because you feel like you have to be, not because you want to be. Like me, for example, I do a lot of video I could probably do with being on TikTok, but it just doesn't resonate with me at all. No, and I'm just not interested in being on TikTok. So a bit like you, obviously you focus on these two things now, and that's probably the same kind of thing. Like, it just has to feel right for you.
Yeah, it does. You've absolutely hit the nail on the head there, Rob. And I think you've got to do what feels right for you. And the should, you said should there, that should word. And, you know, try and get that out of your head, because there aren't any should. You should be doing this, you should be doing that, because every business is different. You know, you've got to be doing what's right for you and what's right for your audience. So
definitely,
I'm not on TikTok. I've dipped my toe and was like, oh my god, this is like the Wild West. This is not for me.
I have a slight hack here because I tried TikTok. It's not for me. I couldn't get on board with it. So I outsourced it to my 14-year-old.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
I was like, hey, 14-year-old who literally spends her whole life on TikTok. Here's my account, log in, go forth and sort that out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she has. She's all right at it as well.
Amazing. Should we link to her at the end of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I do love it to pieces, but I do find now that when I go on it, like the algorithm for it is very much aimed at a 14-year-old girl. The stuff that I see. So I'm like, not sure it's reaching the right audience, but she's gave it a good go. It looks pretty. So yeah.
So do you think Pinterest for business, can any business owner use it, or is it more beneficial for some versus others? For example, could me and Sarah use Pinterest for business?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course you could. So it's visual. It's it's a visual platform. It's a visual search engine. It's technically not social media, but I know it gets lumped in with other social media platforms. But it works very, very differently to that. It's all based on keywords, SEO, and the visuals. You know, you're going to stop people scrolling. So you could absolutely put your videos on Pinterest, because they have been a little bit slow on the video front. I will say that.
I didn't even know they did video.
Well, exactly. But they're catching up. They are catching up.
Nice.
Although they have got issues with their music licenses. At the moment, you can't have any sound on there.
It's not ideal.
It's not. No, you can have a voiceover, but you couldn't have, you know, like the background music.
Yeah.
But I think they are working on that.
Right. Okay.
So they're catching up. But it doesn't always have to be, you know, you could do stills, you could do carousel pins, that sort of things, different ways that you could present your business, definitely.
Cool.
And because you're creative, because you're creating that content anyway, you'll already have it all. So that's the beauty of Pinterest. You don't necessarily have to produce something new. It's basically, Pinterest is your signposting to content of yours that already exists.
Yeah.
So that could exist on a blog, a website. You might want to direct people to your Instagram. Could be a landing page, you know, if you've got an event or you've got a new service, something like that. And Pinterest is kind of like, I always describe it as a filing cabinet.
Right.
So
nice.
yeah, so you sort of organising your pins in a way that you're sending people off directly where you want them to go. So if you've already created that piece of content, you must already have something that you can pin about it.
Yeah, probably to repurpose stuff from Instagram, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Resize it and then link
we
to
all
it.
know what Rob's doing tonight. Set up his Pinterest. So what have been your biggest challenges?
Biggest challenges, I think it's mostly stuff around mindset, you know, like just not being in your own head all the time, learning not to get trapped in that cycle of comparison, which
comparisonitis, the killer of dreams.
And I'm quite good now with that. I wasn't in the early days, you know, when you're trying to set up and everyone around you seems to be doing really well, and when you're looking at them, you're thinking, oh, why am I not doing the same?
They only post the best bits, though.
They only post the best bits.
The old highlight reel there.
Also, they're at a different stage of their journey. They may have been doing what you're doing. You're in year 1, they're in year 4. You know, you've got to have a sense of perspective around these things. But again, when you're new, rabbit in the headlights.
Yeah.
You're like, I want everything to be a success now. So I don't do that anymore. I don't do that. I don't really follow that many people within my industry either, because I found that I was getting too caught up in an echo chamber of the same sort of stuff. And for me, being on social media, it's about exposing yourself to new ideas, different perspectives, and getting inspiration that way that you can bring to what you're doing, rather than just hearing the same stuff from the same people within your niche. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but for me, once I realised that and I'd broken free of that, again, that was another thing that helped me to really enjoy being on Instagram and Pinterest.
So when I first opened the studio, well, I'd say probably like a few months after it was open, I had sent a couple of reels to my husband of all the studios. So I had that thing where I'd followed loads, and I sent a couple of reels of this other studio to my husband, like, oh, look at what they've got, look at what they've got, oh my God, look at what they've got. And then and it was very beige, not me in the slightest, it was all very beige. And I was like, do I need to get all this like beige fluffy furniture that all these studios have got? Like, do I need these chairs? Like, look at these cloud chairs, like everyone's got these cloud chairs. Do I need to get cloud chairs? And Phil was just looking at me like I was like crazy. And then literally the next day someone came to the studio and they were returning again, and I was like, so good to see you again. And they were like, yeah, can't wait, we're dead excited for our shoot. And then their client arrived, and they were so proud showing their clients around, like, yeah, here's the waiting area, here's the refreshments area, blah, blah, blah. And then they went, yeah, I love it in here, it's lovely and colourful, no beige. And I was like, and then they went, do you mind if we lift the green sofa onto the cove? And I was like, yeah, fine. And the client had booked the photographer because the photographer had put an image out using the green sofa. And they purposely booked it because it wasn't a beige.
Nice.
And I was like, as if they came in the day after I'm trying to convince myself I need thousands of pounds of beige furniture. So I think that was the turning point for me, that I'd never really compared myself so much, but I was thinking, am I missing something? Should I be doing something else? Because it's natural when you first start, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that day when I was like, actually, your vibe attracts your tribe, leave it alone. So yeah, ever since I've only purchased stuff I like. I'm like, woohoo, look at everyone else does. But, yeah, I do think it is that everyone always says it, don't they? If you stay true to yourself, if you just be yourself, and you're always listening and thinking, is that really true? But you have to look for the proof when it happens, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things that are meant for you will come to you, kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't have to worry about keeping beige furniture clean.
Well, that's a bonus.
Yeah, absolute bonus. So what have been your biggest rewards?
My biggest rewards for me are being able to work around family. So I've got 2 children now, and I kind of pride myself in that I'm always around. I can do drop-offs, I can do pickups.
Nice.
I can go to school events. I mean, my kids don't appreciate it, don't get me wrong. Yeah, so I'm thinking, in a few years' time, they're going to come to me and go, oh, actually, Mum, yeah, you did really well. All the early mornings and late evenings that you put in. Probably not, no. In fact, my daughter is fuming at me because she wants to go to breakfast club because all the friends go. I'm like, but you're really lucky that I'm around and I'll give you breakfast and take you to school.
Mm-hmm.
I had this with mine, I mean, mine are older than yours because my eldest has just graduated uni and my little one's about to do GCSEs. But when they were smaller, me and my husband both worked freelance, and we figured our work lives out so that we only worked on the same day for 2 days, and he would finish at 3:00 on one of them. So they actually had to go to after school club 1 day a week, and they absolutely kicked off and made us put them in for 2-3 nights a week. So we changed our work pattern then because they wanted to go, and we had the same thing. They didn't need to go to breakfast club, but they were like, please, 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 please. Isn't it funny?
I feel like that's something, just on your point there, it's not really probably discussed that often when it comes to owning your business, is like the freedom element. Because people think you get into business to earn a load of money, which, the money's nice, but I saw read a quote recently where it was something like, if you're in a position in life where you can drop off and pick up your kids every day from school, go to all of the dance recitals, school plays, all this kind of thing, then you're already winning, you're already wealthy.
I shared that quote.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is so true. And when you're kind of in it and you're doing all this, you don't really always kind of appreciate or recognize the position that you're in. Because imagine going back to like a normal job now, like, there'd be none of that.
No.
So you just lose it all.
Yeah, absolutely not. I'm totally unemployable. I couldn't go back to a job now. But yeah, you're right, Rob. I do count that as a reward. I definitely do.
Yeah.
And, and I think in a few years' time, when the kids are older, especially, you'll be able to look back and think, do you know what? You bloody did that. That's not easy.
No.
It's not easy. So, it's nice to be recognised for your work, obviously. I find it really rewarding that I get to work with cool people doing cool things, and I get a bit of an insight into what they do, and I'm opened up to all these different worlds, things that people have got going on, think services they provide, products that they sell, ideas that they have. I'm a bit of a sponge, so I love that. So that's why I've never niched. I've never felt a calling into a particular niche, because I just love doing lots of different things. I need things to be different. One of the reasons why I've not niched, because I love it when I meet people and I get to find out something totally new, something that I didn't know existed, but something that someone's really, really passionate about. I'm like, oh, that's really ace. Tell me more.
And another thing as well is, like, we had obviously the Creatives in Combo meet up this morning.
Yeah.
And you almost discover a new type of person in the world, because we were surrounded by people on a Tuesday morning that were just randomly at this meeting. And if we had jobs, that just wouldn't exist either.
No. And I think as well, like, when you're in a job, even me, so I was a freelancer, but I worked for one company for a long time. So kind of still felt a little bit employed, to be fair. And I think when you're in that kind of world, you're only really around the people in that world also. You rarely do you meet people external. And when you do, so if there's like a training day or, CPD training or whatever, suddenly it's like, that's dead exciting. And then when you go freelance,
I remember the feeling.
That's your all the time.
Yeah.
Like, all the time you're having those CPD days. Every conversation, I sat with Victoria, who I've met loads of times before. She does yoga and she does solopreneur.
The retreats and stuff.
Yeah, retreats and stuff. I know all of that stuff about her. And then I had a conversation with her today and learned 3 other things that she does that I didn't know about. And I've met her loads of times, and I ended up having a really interesting conversation about a problem I had that she solved. And again, I'm like, in what other world would you be able to do that on a Tuesday morning?
Exactly, yeah. And you never know what opportunities are going to come from those conversations as well. And it might not be an instant thing. It might be that someone remembers you next week, next month, next year, but they're like, I had a conversation with Sarah about this.
Yeah.
She can help you.
Yeah. That's what I love about the business networking side of things, and like the kind of meetup is a pretty cliche thing, and you've probably heard it before, but it's not always about that networking specifically. It's not always about who you meet in the room, it's about who they know in the room. Like, I know a guy, just to bring it back to my industry, he at the time was more of like a corporate and kind of like wedding specialist photographer, and he got asked as a favor years ago to shoot I think it's like a 50th birthday or something. It was like a random 2 hours of an evening, and he was like, well, it's not really my bag, it's not really I can't really be asked, to be honest, but I'll do it as a favor, you can owe me, type of thing. But then off the back of that random 2 hour shoot that he never wanted to do in the first place, he ended up with a 21-day job on location with full pay, which is like ridiculous amounts of money. Because the guy whose party it was the CEO of this massive like national firm. And it's just like,
there you go.
Say yes to things.
Say yes. Yes, day.
Yeah. So next question is, what is the best piece of advice that you have been given?
The best piece of advice, business advice I've ever been given, is do one thing every day that moves your business forward.
Love that.
And it was given to me by a lovely lady called Maxine. And she actually said that to me quite early on in my freelance journey, which I'm glad she did. And it doesn't have to be something huge. It doesn't have to be, I'm going to pitch myself for this job, whatever. It could be send an email, send a DM, put a piece of content out, update that paragraph on your website. Just do one thing. And she said, do it in the morning, because you'll feel great all day. And it's just simple advice, isn't it? And I, honest to God, I remember that most days. And I would do one little thing that I think, that's just going to nudge my business forward just a tiny little bit.
Yeah. You had a thing about that, didn't you? Eat the frog.
Eating the frog, yeah.
Eating the frog.
Have you heard that one?
I have, yeah. Eating the frog.
Same thing.
It's kind of, it's the same vibe, isn't it? Yeah.
Get it done first thing, sets you up nicely for the day.
Yeah.
So we were having a conversation. So I'm actually a bit of a nightmare because there's no way I would do it first thing. I am 100% a night owl. So I actually, on Sunday, I went to bed, and at 11 o'clock, I'm laying in bed and my brain has decided that's when it's going to kick in.
Nice.
So I got back out of bed and went downstairs and worked on my computer till 4:30 in the morning.
Right, we're getting up then.
Yeah, I was like, right, I'm up. Yeah, this is when I'm working. But then I went back to bed at like 4:45 and slept soundly for 5 hours. And I was like, yes, okay, done that now. And I was happy for the day because I'd done it. But yeah, I mean, the concept's still the same. It was in my brain. I was like, I just need to do this.
Yeah, she said do it in the morning, but you do it whenever you want to do. Like, I'm a morning person. I'm rubbish in the evenings. I do work in the evenings occasionally, but I'm just like, looking at the clock, I'm like, I'm done. I'm not a night owl at all. But if you are, use that to your advantage, definitely.
Yeah, the first job you do at night.
Yeah. I'm groggy until like 12 in the afternoon.
Definitely not a morning person.
Not a morning person at all.
Me either. I don't really have a choice though with having a 4-year-old, so I'm up anyway.
Up anyway.
I feel like this is
coffee.
I'm in teenager in my house. We've been in teenager mode for a while now. So.
Oh, that's interesting. So maybe I'll shift. When I'm getting more sleep, maybe we'll shift, Rob.
Maybe.
We'll be lying in until 12.
When your kids are sleeping until 1, 2 in the afternoon and you're sat bored. Yeah.
I can't imagine it.
What's that like?
Yeah,
you know what? When you don't have anywhere to go, it's actually really lovely. When you've got somewhere to go, it's a complete and utter nightmare.
I imagine.
You're like, get out.
So much of the last one, but what's the best piece of advice that you could give to either a creative business owner starting out or someone trying to do what you like, because that's start the journey that you've kind of had? What kind of advice would you give them?
I think it's just believe in yourself. Don't sweat the small stuff. It's that you've started your business, you've done this, you've taken this route for a reason. Don't lose sight of that. Just keep that belief. And what you do might change. That's absolutely fine. You evolve rather than change. But always remember why you're doing what you're doing. And I think if you can do that, if you can come back to that usually, if in crisis mode, maybe not, but it usually gives you the perspective that you need and maybe that little bit of a push, because not every day's great. We've talked about a lot of positive things today, haven't we? But freelancing isn't for the faint-hearted.
Absolutely.
Not every day's great. I mean, you might have a week that's really shit. And I think you've got to keep going. You've got to have that belief. You've got to do the thing in the morning that makes you feel good, and just keep going. And I know that's easier said than done. Because obviously, I've been through it. We've all been through it. But if someone was looking to me for advice, that is what I would tell them. Nothing. It's not complicated. It's just having that self-belief and keeping going. Yeah,
it's hard. We spoke earlier, didn't we, about how when you go into that world of entrepreneur and everyone's in feast and famine mode all the time and hustling, and no one else gets it other than another freelancer. I think
exactly.
It's hard. Do you follow many like motivational speakers? Do you kind of like that kind of thing?
Not really.
Is that not for you?
No, I've not really been down that road. I don't have time.
Some of them are shy, but some really good ones.
Who's listening to all these podcasts? I'm sorry, but the ones like
I definitely
not
do.
This one, but the ones where it's like the life gurus. There's so many of them. Like, how do you choose?
There are better ones.
Okay, well, I'll look to you for some referrals.
Yeah, start with Alex and Layla Hormozy.
Are they American? I struggle with listening to American accents for a long time.
Super direct, no bullshit. Do this practical advice,
right?
Which is great because
there's
just no
like
fluff.
That. Yeah,
it's good.
It's the fluff.
Yeah,
it is the fluff. And I use the word guru then, and I didn't mean to, because they're not gurus. They're self-styled, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I'm wondering half the time, do you genuinely want to help people, or are you just out to make a buck?
Yeah,
basically, because
I quite like so I'm a bit swearing, I'm a bit like erratic, so I always look to people who are a bit like that because I feel like it's a comfort zone then. So if I can see them and they're giving advice and I'm like, okay, you've got a similar vibe to me, I'm more likely to take it on. I think if it's very polished, I'm a bit like, no, I'm not gonna, it's not my vibe.
Yeah.
I'm not polished
No,
in the slightest.
I'm not.
You listen to any podcasts?
Yeah, do you know, I do, but again, like I know I say sort of about I have ADHD, so I dip in and out. So I will be utterly obsessed with something, listen to like 100 episodes, and then not listen to it for a year.
What's your most recent one you listen to?
So I've got Girls in the Bathroom podcast. It's not a business one at all. It's literally two girls and they talk about all the chatter that happens in the bathroom. And Shits and Gigs, which is
I've heard of that one. Yeah, it's two guys. Funny, isn't it?
absolutely hilarious. But I don't listen to their podcast. I watch their clips online.
Yeah,
with them.
yeah.
I was a Stephen Bartlett fan for a while, but then his guests just stopped aligning with me, so
I know what you mean.
put him down. And I was like literally right at the beginning, like first episode, Social Chain. I was like from the beginning, bought into it, got the books, very, But yeah, just in recent years, I've been a bit. It's not my vibe anymore.
Fair play. I'd recommend Modern Wisdom. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like a good podcast.
I mean, I'm a bit of a history geek. I like listening to history podcasts. There's a great one called You're Dead to Me. And basically they've a historian, an expert and a comedian. And obviously the comedian knows next to nothing about what the historian's talking about. And it's really quite funny. But you do learn a lot from them.
Yeah.
They're quite informative.
I do like ones that are comedic. I listened to one with the guy from The Inbetweeners, with him and his wife.
Oh yeah.
I know you mean.
Jay from Inbetweeners.
Yeah, that's quite funny. I do quite like that. I've listened to Jamie Lang's as well because I like Jamie Lang, and
this is good. Good podcast.
His is again, it's him and his wife. So he's quite funny. So I'm not name dropping here, but I've met Jamie Lang a few times. Worked with him when we did the Close Show. He was a presenter. And he was a really nice guy. So like when you've kind of met someone in real life and they're nice, you end up just sort of following what they're doing. And he is in real life how he comes across.
Yeah.
So I quite like that I know that it's authentic, if that makes sense. And I'm a bit of a Fern Cotton fan. So she has like The Happy Place and I quite like that. But again, it's because it's very positive vibes. It's like the Drew Barrymore show where she doesn't have any negative stuff on there. And bit of pop, but I tend to go for them when I need like a positive uplift.
Yeah.
If like the news has been very heavy and I'm like,
it's like all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, that's all the news is.
Well, I follow politics.
Oh,
so
God, no, not for me. Couldn't care less.
I'm really like, I'll tell you off for saying that after. I think everyone should care about politics. But I am quite political, and I do follow politics. I follow the news. I like to keep up with what's going on. But what comes with that then is that at the moment we're going through a very weird time and it's very heavy. So I feel like I have to have things in my pocket that are like, okay, I've just watched the news and now I want to self-combust, so I'm going to put some cotton on and she's going to give me some good mood stuff. So I think I use it as a bit of a mood regulator, I suppose.
Yeah,
really.
like a pick and mix.
Yeah.
It's just having time. Again, I think when the kids are a bit older.
Yeah. I do when I drive. Anytime I'm in the car, podcast on.
Yeah, my car's so old to not connect to podcasts.
I've just got a new car and it's slightly newer than my old one, but the stereo is so much older than my old one. Like it's a proper CD player, FM radio.
We're on that. Yeah.
And it was the first thing I said to us. I was like, I really love the car. It's mechanically sound, great, runs, brilliant. Got the right boot size for going and picking up all the random chairs for downstairs. We need to find a stereo. I need to be able to put my phone in so that I can put my podcast on and stuff while I'm driving. It was like first thing on the list.
The little things
sort this stereo.
Yeah, that would be mine. I want digital radio so I can listen to 6 music. So I have that on in the background all day. So not podcast, but I do listen to a lot of music, and not white.
Yeah.
Because they get dirty. And that was my only 2 stipulations for getting a car.
Can confirm I have a white car. It's very dirty.
Yeah.
Right. So, random question. is, if you aren't doing what you do, what else would you be doing?
Oh, God, I hate this question.
I love this question.
I have literally no idea. I mean, I don't
If you woke
know.
up tomorrow and someone said to you, right, you're not allowed to do this anymore, you have to pick something else to do as a business, is there any other hobbies, passions, interests that you might have?
What if you, let's say you won the lottery and suddenly you didn't need to do it for money anymore?
Yeah, I think I'd like to do more community-based projects. The ones that, don't necessarily have the budget, have the funds.
Like what kind of thing then?
Arts projects, so more in the community. Definitely, I live in Fleetwood, so we're crying out for different events, different things like that to bring the community together. So if I could get into maybe like coordinating those, bringing people in to do those, that would be something. I think it's such a hard question, isn't it? But that was the first thing that came to mind.
Would you still do what you do for social projects, do you think?
Social media?
Yeah.
But we're talking like imaginary now, aren't we? So maybe not. Maybe I would give that opportunity to somebody else and be more of a leadership role, more of a coordinator. I think that would be good,
That's where I'm moving into at the minute. So I'm looking into taking on some interns now. I'm very, I love education. I love educating people. And I love being educated, but I love educating people. So I've got to a point where I'm like, okay, my systems and processes are all in place now. What can I delegate and let other people do and let them run riot and have fun with? So that I can be doing something else.
Working on it, not in it.
Yeah.
The dream. On it, not in it.
Yeah, I love it. And now that I have a car as well, I'm like, oh, where can I go? Where can I go? Apple Store at school, and I don't know if you've been.
Oh, yeah, love it.
One of my favourite places.
Then nicking up after.
Well, I don't know.
Walking off.
Not as athletic as you, Rob, but I'm more about the cake than the hills.
The cake is very good there.
I do like the little lake as well.
Yeah.
I do have a little wander around.
We got married there.
Nice.
We got married
It looks really good for a wedding.
Nice.
Yeah, and they offer you the chance to go out on the boat on the lake to have your photos taken. And we were like, absolutely not.
No.
Like, the margin for that going wrong is extremely
The risk
high.
reward ratio.
Yes. And I just said, no. So my husband's been drinking since breakfast time.
God.
No, absolutely not.
Free photos though.
No, and then the woman that was with them, she was like, oh, it's okay. We've never had anyone fall in, but we did send a couple out without the oars once.
What happened then?
So they kind of had to use the hands and try and get back to the little jetty.
See, so that's my worst nightmare because there's no way I'd be putting my hands in the water.
No
way.
No. So I think it was more about they wanted to get the drone out basically. So they send you out on the lake and then they get the drone and do the shot. And I'm
nice.
like, do you know what?
Be a good shot though.
It would be a good shot, but
Rob, the videographer's like, why didn't you do it?
I know. I've seen them since and they look great, but I'm like, no, we're not doing
for you.
No.
Why the decision is always about the husband been drinking since breakfast. So thank you so much for joining us. If people want to work with you, where will they find you?
Oh, thank you for having me. So I am on Instagram as at Stripe Social, and my Pinterest handle is also at Stripe Social, and I have a website, www.stripesocial.co.uk.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Why Stripe Social, can I ask?
So I love wearing stripes. I've always worn stripes. I will always wear stripes. So
every day.
Well, not every day because sometimes I have to wash them.
There's so many stripes.
Well, when I'm not wearing stripes, the kids probably are wearing stripes. Yeah. They've always been my thing, and stripes are everywhere this year, and I'm a little bit mad about it, to be honest with you. I'm like, come on, it's my thing. But next year, when everyone's moved on, I'm like, I'm still wearing stripes, mate. Yeah.
This is like me every so many years when grunge comes back in, and I'm like, it's great for me because I can go shopping and update my wardrobe, but then, you know, Doc Martens are more expensive now.
Fuming.
Trainers.
Fuming.
Like,
yeah.
Please stop finding the stuff I like trendy.
Yeah.
It makes it more expensive.
Having said that, I'm going to clean up on vintage next year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is me. I love it after Halloween, and I go into all the shops and everything's reduced. I'm like, tea towels, brilliant, rug, love this, cushions. great.
Yeah.
Update my house. I love it. Love when the Halloween furniture comes in.
Decent.
Yeah. My little goth house.
It's already out. It's August. And
Oh, no, yeah.
No, I've already
I went
bought
in
stuff
Home
for
Bargains
it.
of the day. Guess what? Christmas aisle.
Oh, God.
It's stupid.
Full on Christmas aisle.
Mid-August.
I literally went,
I hate it.
oh my God. And the woman walking next to me with a trolley was laughing. I just turned the corner. Christmas already. I mean,
Mental.
No, not for me. I say that it's not for me, and I do hate when I go shopping and the Christmas stuff's out already, but I am already thinking about a Christmas party now.
fair enough.
I was like, I'm going to book that for our Christmas do. So, yeah, I suppose for people who are forward thinkers and planners and stuff, it's great. One of my friends, literally the 1st of August, put on social media, like, woohoo, it's August, I can listen to Christmas music now.
No,
No.
you can't.
Absolutely not. My daughter's birthday is October, so we don't think about anything until after her birthday, and then it's Halloween.
Yeah.
And Christmas does not even enter our house until the
Same.
middle of November.
Well, it's my
100%.
daughter's birthday on the 30th of November.
Yeah.
So we have a rule that we do her birthday, and then the tree, nothing goes up until after that. So we're early December.
Well, we have a real tree, so
we do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no way you can put that up early because then it's terrible for Christmas Day.
They look really sad, don't they?
I'm going to buy a thread.
Oh, it's bad.
Just like me. it's a visual representation of me over Christmas.
So my Christmases have got a little bit different in the last few years because historically, a hairdresser working in December, manic. It's like the busiest time of the year, and you work right up until Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is a manic busy day, and you literally collapse at Christmas. So for years and years and years, Christmas for me was just a chance to catch up on sleep. You're just fatigued. Whereas now, fully working for myself for the last few years, they've become like more chilled out each year. And I do find that I am enjoying them a little bit earlier now.
Yeah, that's nice.
Planning things, and they're a lot more relaxed, and it's not the busy time of year for me anymore.
This
so
is
it's
the
quite
freedom.
nice. Yeah, it is.
I work up until the kids finish school, and then I do a social media detox. I do it every year at Christmas.
Nice.
I know some people do it over summer, but it doesn't work for me over summer. And from then until the kids go back to school, which is early January, I come off socials, do
you not think,
detox,
though,
just like reset my brain,
I think clients actually, if you put a do not disturb till January on at Christmas, I don't think anyone bats an eyelid about that. It's almost like that's socially acceptable.
Yeah.
But if you did that any other time of year, like do not disturb for 2
I think
weeks.
because a lot of other people are doing it as well, and by you doing it, it kind of gives other people permission to do it as well. And you know what? It's fine. The world's still turning.
Yeah.
Nothing's happened. You can go back to it, and if anything, you go back to it feeling fresher with better energy. I know I do, definitely.
What about work though for you? Because obviously you literally use social media for work. So how does that work alongside your detox?
I don't post.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, no.
What about client stuff?
Client stuff, it depends who I'm working with at the time. If I'm doing management, I will schedule ahead. But even then, I'll have a conversation with them to say, do we really need to be putting stuff out over the Christmas period? Depends who they are. If they're retail, then yeah, of course you do, because you've got to get prepped for January sales, things like that. But yeah, because they need to have a break as much as anyone else. So yeah, if I need to, I will schedule ahead for clients. But for me, I don't post over Christmas. No.
I've asked my kids if we can go on holiday for Christmas. They flatly refuse. But because I feel like I have to answer my phone. It's how I get my bookings. It's how, I am on my phone. So I'm like, I reckon that over Christmas, my phone's the quietest. Although actually last year I did have someone message me on Boxing Day, can we come in tomorrow? Can we come in tomorrow and use the studio? And I was like,
Yeah, I'm charging you triple.
no, do you know what? I said yeah, and I let them come in because I actually had some refresh painting stuff to do. So I thought, do you know what? I'll go do that while they're working downstairs. But what had happened is they had obviously stopped for Christmas and their brain had kicked in and they got all these ideas and they just wanted to come in and do it.
It's like when you get in the show where everything switches off and all the ideas come to you.
And I'd fully convinced myself I was having that time in between Christmas and New Year off. And I ended up getting bookings for four days out of 7. So I was like, why not? Why not? And like I said, I had stuff to do here, so it was all right.
Yes.
So again, Kat, thank you, because we said thank you and then we went into something
Well,
else.
something else.
That's how it works for creatives, isn't it? Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. And don't forget to subscribe and share to anyone who you think would want to listen.